Good evening, everyone, to all that's watching. Tonight, this is the Elder Sim Racing ManuChamp, brought to you by Chell, Lawman, Motorsport. So, if you want to go see some of that, I've already butchered this already, but yeah, just go have a look on Facebook for it. You've probably seen it on the grid of BTCC in real life. But yeah, more importantly, tonight we've got some of ESR's finest drivers in the GT4 regulation cars around the world famous Nurburgring, not the ouchy kill everyone Nordschleife, but the more friendly Nurburgring, the GP layout. And for tonight we've got a few new faces. We've got Ryan Edgecombe, as you can see on the screen at the moment, Edgy, in the 42 Mazda, who's replaced Ryan McVeigh after last week's escapade at Spa. And if he's on track at the moment, let's have a look. We've got Michael Watts in the second Atenza. He was scheduled to show up last week, but he wasn't able to, unfortunately. And at the moment, let's have a look at the rest of the pack. We've got Timmy Gill up at the front. Obviously these laps don't account for anything at the moment. It's still a practice session rather than a qualifying. But championship leader Timmy at the front, 4 tenths ahead of Ryan Edgecombe. He's come through the first sector now. Gareth Morris parked up at the side of the track. He's second in the championship at the moment. We've got Lee Fitzy, the Welshman, in the McLaren in 4th. Tom Holland really close to him at the moment, 2 hundredths behind him. Ismail Nemri in 6th. He won't be taking part in the first race or qualifying due to his penalties given out by the stewards for driving standards, but he will return for the second and third races. We've got Nathan Fletch in the second McLaren in 6th. Michael Watts down in 7th. Sam Siltala in 8th in that Subaru. It looks like he's only done one lap prior to this, so it may not be a representative time of his true pace. We've got Dean Atkinson in the second Subaru in 9th. Adam Morgan in 10th in the second Ferrari. Tom Holland's come out of the pits, and sometimes the timing charts go a bit iffy, so what can you do? And you just see someone pop up the field. I can't remember who that was, or can't see who that was. But we'll go through the championship standings. After last week, we saw 3 winners of the 3 races. We saw Timmy Gill, Gareth Morris and Brian Ross take a win each. Stellar job from all 3 drivers and all 3 cars. So we've got, like I said, we've got Timmy Gill at the front on 42 points. He's only 2 points ahead of Gareth Morris. And we've got Lee Fitzy in 3rd with 30 points. 1 point behind him, Sam Siltala, who had a strong debut. Dean Atkinson, his teammate, behind him. Brian Ross behind him, who, despite taking that win in race 2, he wasn't quite able to capitalise on the rest of the races, only taking 5 points from races 1 and 3 combined. Adam Morgan seemed to struggle too. He's behind him with the same amount of he's 6 points behind him. With Adam Morgan on 19 points, he's got Tom Holland keeping him company. Oh no, Craig Thomas. I'm really bad at reading tables today, good heavens. Craig Thomas, who he had quite a strong showing, but didn't quite finish the last race. He got taken out by Tom Holland, which set him off, and he left. And he's right behind him as well, on 14 points. Steve Stone's on 9 points behind Tom. He took a solid debut as well in that Ford. And we've got Nathan John with 6 points and Ismail Nemri behind him. So we've got like I said, we've got 2 new drivers in the Atenzas, so we might see a bit of a mix-up of the standings. Ryan Edgy's already made a name for himself, second fastest in that Atenza. which we all know isn't exactly the fastest car in the game. I refer to it as Susan Boyle's. I drive it on Friday nights in BTCC. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys perform compared to everyone else. Qualifying and the race are two separate ordeals. One's just an absolute flat out one lap run to see how fast you can go. Fastest guys up at the front, slowest at the back. And we saw Timmy take pole last weekend, that Nissan is fitted with four-wheel drive, so that definitely helped with the rain, as he's seems to be practicing starts, just so he can get away a bit quicker than everyone else. And that, it seems like quite a long run down to turn 1. We'll go on board with him now. Let's see if he stays with us. Nope, got there eventually. Very tight turn 1. Could see a lot of contact on the track switches around on itself. You see he goes into the pits. God damn it! Let's see who's starting on that. Ah, no one. That's fantastic. Oh, Nathan Fletch, you know, we'll go on board with him. He's been a bit quiet recently. Brian Ross, he's shown up. Good to see him back. Race 2 winner from last last Wednesday, in Tom Holland's teammate in the BMW. Right, so Nathan, he stays on track. He doesn't leave. Down to second for turn 1, very tight. Drivers will need to remember that it's not all won at the first corner. You've got another 20 minutes to gain positions and to lose them as well, so it's all a big mental game of what you're going to do. This first sector is very tricky, but you get spat out onto a much nicer part of the circuit, I think. Very fast and flowing. It's very satisfying when you hit all the apexes and you nail it and get good exits out here. You want to keep to the right hand side here and use all that curve on the exit. As you go to the lowest part of the track, the never-ending right-hander. Also, you'd think two ways of taking it. You can take a single apex like Nathan does here, or you can double apex it and just throw it in and get it turned in and pin it on your way out as you head through the Schumacher S's. A few of you might remember Lewis Hamilton having a huge shunt there back in 2007. Tyre just blew out and ploughed into the wall. As you head into this left-right complex, and take all that curve on the exit, and then you spits you out, shoot you downhill. So we've got a comment. I hope it's not my voice being too quiet or something. But you head back uphill going into this chicane. You could see a lot of overtakes there. It's very easy to mess it up, but if you get it right, it's very satisfying, and you know it could be good use of potential for the race. You see they come through at the last corner, and that's a lap of the Nurburgring. Not Nathan's fastest lap, but you know it's a lap. It just shows you where it is, and you know, in case you're supporting your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you know, girls can race cars as well. That's Tom Holland. He's going to do another lap. I know he's been practicing a lot this week. Wasn't too happy with his performances, as last week at Spa he had made a few mistakes. He had quite some strong showings, or you know, for the start it looked like he did anyway. He took a good start of race 2 and then jumped into the lead at the start. But towards the end of the race he was sort of fading as championship leader Timmy overtook him, and I think he lost it just at the end of race 2 coming out of Welshman. He just lost it on the outside curb and it just spat to the inside and absolutely ruined his car and ruined his race too. Let's have some faith in him. We know he's quick. It's just a case of keeping it all together for him. We've got a couple of minutes left until qualifying, where it all kicks off, and hopefully I won't have run out of things to say by then. Fitzy though, he's been a bit quiet about him recently. He's had a good showing at Spa as well. I think he took a podium in the rain. He's 2/10 purple to Ryan, who's just at 2 minute 3.7. Jeez, that's a quick lap. Let's watch him because it's going to be sensational. But Lee Fitzy, back to who we were talking about, and rightfully so, took a podium. Scored some solid points. He's seems to be fitting into that McLaren quite well. It's a good car, so unsurprising. But it's not just the car; it's the driver. Especially in this case, in the Atenza. I don't know how he's managed to set a 2 minute 3.7. Absolute madness. Ryan Edgecombe could be one to watch. He's a racer in real life. He does endurance races in his Citroen C1. Doesn't seem like much, but you know, more racing than I do, so what can I say? We've got 1 minute left. Just gonna have to remind Ismail Nemri to stay in the pit he has. That's good for him. Good for him. See Brian Ross on track 2. The two Mustangs have shown up with Craig Thomas and Steve Stones, wherever he is. I think he's on thing now. But it could be Ryan Edgy on pole. Could be Timmy. Could be Moz. It's only 3 tenths separating the 3. It's all to play for. That Ferrari is very nice to drive. He's going a 10th faster through sector 1. So hopefully he can get it dialed in over a single lap and he can take that pole position. But Timmy is ridiculously quick. I think he's leading the Porsches on Friday nights at the moment. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we'll see in a moment how quick these guys can take their machines around the track. So everyone's entered now. So we'll get the show on the road. So everyone's got 10 minutes to pull a lap. Everyone's out on track at the same time, so some people might utilise a slipstream for another driver. Some people will choose to leave a substantial gap to the guy in front in case he bottles it and ploughs it into a wall. So we can see all the cars piling out the pits now. Don't want to be crossing that white line. Ryan Edgy knows that. And Dale line? No, he doesn't know that. His qualifying doesn't matter too much. If they do in the race, if they actually need to pit, or think they do, then they've got to stay on the inside of that white line so they don't plough into anyone coming on an actual lap. Stuff like everyone out in the pits. So I know Lee Fitzy tends to stay in the pits when he's doing qualifying. Oh, Sam Soltala's the last one out. He's gonna go for the leave a big gap approach. Usually it's better safe than sorry. You don't want to be stuck behind someone. Say you absolutely aced the first 2 sectors of 3 and then you come up behind someone who's got dirty tyres or they've got damage or what have you, and then Lee Fitzy just puts a wheel on the grass and it spins out. Luckily he's managed to catch it. But like I was saying, if you what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that was it. If you absolutely ace the first 2 sectors and then you get stuck behind someone who's nowhere near as quick, it's really going to be a kick in the face. And it really ruins your lap, and it could take even a pole position from you. Let's see, Tom Holland always tends to be the first one out with the pits. Very eager to show us what he's got in that gorgeous M4. Go for a slow and fast out approach so he can get a good run down the start-finish straight and earn himself some time there. he comes down the start-finish straight, he's going to go through a slight right-hand kink. And he's going to brake very hard into turn 1, the slowest point of the circuit. He's going to get to the right-hand side of the circuit as quick as he can to open up turn 3 and 4. And run very wide on the AstroTurf. Luckily there's a bit of grip out there. I don't know if it's AstroTurf or painted cement or what have you, but there's a fair amount of grip there, so you don't lose stacks of time. 38.6 first sector on the button. Kind of really mashing the throttle there of his M4. Has a very odd driving style of pinning the throttle whenever he can. Seems to have adopted it from when his controller was working. It was either full throttle or no throttle. And it seems to have stuck, and it seems to kind of work too. Like I said last week, he is a race winner in the BTCC, ESR's top league. And everything on Friday night seems to be changing too. It's no longer going to be BTCC as the end of this season. It's going to be just plain old Group 3s. It's going to be like the F1 GTR, the DBR9, the 458, I think it's one of them. I'll have to have a look for you, but it's going to be interesting. And then I think the Junior Series is going to be a Group 4 league just like this, so I'm going to be swapping a few things around, and hopefully we can keep a lot of these drivers, because they're bloody good drivers. They're all quick and all clean. And the racing in this league is fantastic. As Tom Holland absolutely butchers his lap, giving himself a half-second penalty. 2:05.5 isn't exactly a lap you want to see, as Timmy goes 1.7 seconds faster at 2:03.8. Moz goes just faster in a 2 minute 3.8. Right in edge, he sets a 2:04.5. Craig Thomas, sorry. Timmy just dives into the pits. I don't know if he's going to keep his tyres, so understandable. Brian Ross sets a 2:05.8. Michael Watts at 2:18.6. Maybe he's taking a slow lap, or you got stuck behind someone. So as of now, Gareth Morris has provisional pole with a 2:03.8 in that Ferrari. I did say it was a quick car, and Gareth Morris ain't exactly a slow driver, being last season's champion and the championship before that. He won that as well. The Sam Soltala into 7th for the 2:05.4. So everyone else is on the second lap now. What can Gareth Morris do? Seems to be very smooth as braking and his throttle. You can look at that in the bottom corner. Very smooth with his wheel, no sudden jerks of direction change or anything. It's very wide through that curve. Doesn't use any of it, I should say. As the 101 car goes over the brow of the hill. This goes slightly downhill. Don't know if you can see it too well on the screen. But here's where the circuit really drops down. You want to get a good exit out of here, because that gravity is really going to help you. He's 2 tenths down. He's got another sector to go. He can gain or lose a lot of time through this last chicane. There's Timmy Gill, he's going through that sector just prior. As Gareth Morris gets it slightly crossed up but keeps his foot down. Gareth Morris drops a gear and disappears out of the final corner. Can he improve on his time? No, he can't. He's still 2 tenths down. Real Osman sets a good time at 2:04.6. That puts him into 5th place. Adam Morgan sets a 2:04.5. Keeps his 5th place. Or tell a lie, no, he's in 3rd now. Michael Watts sets a 2:08.6. That will put him down in 9th, I think? No. 13th, so he's behind Steve Stones at the moment. There's still 3 minutes left, so that's good. Maybe 2 laps. Lee Fitz, he's at 2:04.4. That's going to put him in 3rd ahead of Adam Morgan and Brian Edgecombe. Sam Soltalo 2046 solidifies his 7th place. So where's Timmy comes with the first sector. Got a lot of dirt on his car, bit of a dent as well. Maybe he's made contact with another driver, or he's gone over that chicane and made contact with that bollard. He's running really wide out of there, so not going to gain him any time. The game might give him a slap on the wrist with their second penalty. No, he's a 10th up. I'm all wrong. So he runs very wide there. Not going to help him too much, but he manages to turn whatever, I don't know the corner names or numbers. He's going to head downhill to the lowest point of the circuit. This never-ending right-hander down to second. The car's going to oversteer, but he keeps it on the track, doesn't use any of that curb. He's 7/10 down, so he's really lost time. Doesn't look like he's going to gain any advantage on Gareth Morris's lap, but he's going to be able to get to the start-finish straight for another lap. Lee Fitzy just coming down towards that final sector. He's 10th and a half up on his personal best. Gareth Morris pits. Fits to do. Can he gain 6/10 on Timmy and Moz? Clean line through that chicane. That McLaren's a very well handling car. Mid-engine rear wheel drive, all the weights in the middle, so you can balance yourself and get out or get on the throttle a lot quicker. He sets a 204.2, he's 2/10 faster, but he's not quite able to gain time on Tommy and Moz. Tom Holland sets a 204.5, that's good enough for 7th place at the moment. It looks like someone's parked on the side of the track, I don't know who that was. I think that might have been Gareth Morris. Let's have a look. Yep, it is. Just going to sit and wait it out. See what Timmy can do. He's got on board with Timmy, he's using all of that track there, using all of the grass. Going very wide there on the Astro. Really got to trust your car through this corner to turn in quite late and power out of here. He seems to take that corner a lot better. What's his time looking like now? Over the timing board. No, he's 2/10 down. He's really cutting. Oh no, he's pulling out of this lap. He's going into the pits. So it's all up to Lee Fitzy now. What can he do in 3rd place? Looks like he's taking it precautiously. He's got his flashes, his hazards on, I should say. But it doesn't look like he's got any signs of slowing down. He's going to fly out through the Schumacher S's, giving a kiss to the kitty litter on the inside. Down to 4th, down to 3rd. I guess his car goes to the left-hand side to open up this fast right-hander. He's going to use all the curb on the outside. Well, he's going to use some of it. He's 4.2 seconds down, so he's not making any inroads. Adam Morgan comes around the final corner. Is he going to be able to do anything? 201, 202. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. He's only good enough for 4th, just 200ths behind Lee Fitzy. Nathan Fletch sets a 205.6. And that's going to put him down in 9th. Nope. There it is, 10th. Solid drive from him. And Brian Ross do a winner from last week, 206.1. His best laps are 205.8. They're able to improve in his time, because everyone's going to be finishing their laps now. So Lee Fitzy's just coming out on the track, but he's not going to be able to set any times. As Gareth Morris comes over the line, so there's your grid. Gareth Morris takes pole position, Timmy Gill in 2nd, Lee Fitzy and Adam Morgan 3rd and 4th, Ryan Edgecombe on debut in 5th, solid qualifying from him, Dean Atkinson and Tom Holland in 6th and 7th, Sam Soltala in 8th. It's going to be very interesting in the run down to turn 1. Got a good mix of rear wheel and 4-wheel drive cars. Timmy and Ryan Edgecombe, especially in the 4-wheel drive, still have a solid launch heading down into turn 1. 12 seconds left until qualifying begins. I think it's because we've got to wait a while for because everyone's in the pits. There we have it, that yellow and red Ferrari. Gonna be on the front row of the grid. That's so close between the top two, and then almost half a second down to the guy in third. So let's see what happens then. Who can challenge Morris and Timmy down into turn 1? Timmy's gone the dirty side of the circuit, so he's not going to be able to get a good run. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and they're off. Looks like Timmy Gill's got a good start. Dean Atkinson's already making moves up into 5th. Ryan Edgy covers to the inside, but Morris is overtaken by Timmy, going down into turn 1. They're going 2 by 2. It's no result down into turn 1. Lee Fitzy almost hits the back of Moz. Timmy's ahead of Morris. Adam Morgan taking his Ferrari up into 3rd. It's a clean opening from these guys. Lee Fitzy in 4th, Ryan Edgy in 5th, Tom Holland in 6th. They're going side by side back there. Ryan Edgy's up into 5th now, back to a starting position. But is Tom Holland going to have a look to the inside? He's not. He's going to go for the safe approach. He's got the rest of the race to go for moves. The two Fords in the background there, very slidey. Don't know if they were contact there, but Michael Watts, solid start from him from 13th to 9th, separating the two Mustangs. Sam Sortaro looks like he's made contact with someone. And Dean Atkinson as well, he's back down there, so it looks like the two Subarus have come together. Must have been down at turn 1. There's a huge dent in the back of Sam's Subaru. As he goes side by side with Brian Ross, he's going to throw it down the inside of the Schumacher S and keeps his 11th place. Now Dean Atkinson's all over the inside all over the back of Brian Ross. He's going to have a look. No, he's not. He's going to play it safe. Look at this, Moz is all over the back of Timmy now as they head down the hill with his right hand king, and then they're going to head back up to the chicane. Looks like Timmy's run very wide, he's going to run very defensive. Moz knows he's doing this, so he's going to try to get a slow in, fast out approach. It looks like Adam Morgan's made contact with the back of him, and Moz getting slightly crossed up. That's really going to ruin his run down into this final corner. He's not going to be able to make any moves now. He's lost a lot of time now, but look at this. Lee Fitzy and Ryan Edgy are all over the back of Adam Morgan. And they're going to be making moves as we've got 1 lap down, 17 minutes and 50 seconds left of the race. Is Ryan Edgy going to make a move? No, he's not. Lee Fitzy looks, but Adam Morgan goes to defend. Ryan Edgy just bumps the back of Lee Fitzy, but Robin is racing. No harm done there. That's it, he's made a solid gap to Tom Holland as well, he's 5/10 behind. Solid race from everyone so far. Second down to 6th, it's going to be a very interesting battle to watch. Because Adam Morgan runs very wide, so does Tom Holland in the background there. If he has a look, he's not going to get it done. Going to bide his time, look for Adam's weaknesses. He's going to get a cut back corner here down the hill. He's not. He's only going to gain a smidgen of time. Not enough to go for a move down to this long right-hander. Tom Holland runs slightly wide there. He's really pushing that BMW, trying to catch up to the rear end of Ryan Edgy's Mazda. Indeed, from some random comment. Lee Fitzy's under a lot of pressure now from Ryan Edgy. He must have made a slight mistake there. Now is Edgy going to make a move? He's gaining time. He's going to have the slipstream, but that Tenza is not quick in a straight line. He's going to make a last lap look. No, last minute look. He's not. Lee Fitzy's a bit slow through there. Losing a bit of time to Ryan Edgy. Look at this, Timmy's made another mistake, and Gareth Morris is still over the back of him. Is he going to have the slipstream down into turn 1? Timmy looks to the right hand side to defend. Gareth Morris is trying to keep that slipstream and looks back to the left hand side of the circuit. Is he going to go all the way around the outside? He's going to open up his chances for turn 2. He's going to get the cut back. He looks to the outside again. Bit of a bump, but he's now got the inside line on Timmy. Is he going to throw it? No, he's not. Timmy covers the inside, slams the door shut in his face. Gareth Morris is still behind Timmy, but he's got the 3/4 of the race left. Look at that, the top 6 within one shot. They're not exactly far apart, and the far as race from over, so who knows who's going to win. Sensational little battle here going on between Timmy and Gareth. Gareth seems to get a better exit, he's going to go ahead of Timmy. Or is he? Timmy again brakes very late, keeps that brick of a suit with him. Nissan, I should say, still in first. That 4-wheel drive system draws him up the hill. He's utilising every inch of the track to keep that small yellow Ferrari behind. Looks like Tom Holland has made a mistake as well. He's now dropped back, but still he's still in contention for the lead, for the win. Gareth Morris once again. He's going to be looking to make a move into the chicane. Timmy's already going for a defensive line. Gareth Morris doesn't go for it, he's trying to put off Timmy. At the moment. As Ryan Edgy goes for a look on Lee Fitzy, he can't quite get it done. Or can he? Is he going to throw it down the inside? He does. Threads the needle there, doesn't hit the pit wall. Good solid move from him, puts him up into 4th. But now he's going to be under pressure down into turn 1. Timmy once again darts to the right hand side of the circuit. Morris again looks to the outside. While this is still going on, the guys behind the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, they're going to be catching up, they're going to be gaining time in this lot. Running wide out of there, the game, not giving out penalties. A lot of people do that in real life too. Gareth Morris seems to be a lot stronger in the braking zones. Timmy went very deep there. Put some dirt in his tyres, that's really going to put him off. He's going to lose him some grip. As they head down the hill, Morris gaining more and more time. But there's just no window to pass. Morris seems to be a lot faster at this moment in time. This trio behind the Ferrari, the Mazda and the McLaren, bumper to bumper to bumper as they head up the hill through the Schumacher S. The 42 car and the 21 car so close. Ryan Edgy looks to the outside to block Lee Fitzy. He's not going to get the move done down there. Gives Adam Morgan a bit of a bump. Gets a solid exit. Look at that, the gap between the two just dropping every single second. Adam Morgan sticks to the left hand side of the circuit, but now he's cut back to the right. Ryan Edgy, he's going to look. He doesn't. He's not going to get the move done. He's going to try and get the better exit. Look at that, he bumps the back of Adam. Wasn't quite able to get that lump of a super of a what am I saying? Master to turn in time to get to the right hand side of the circuit. As they all tuck into the slipstream of the guy in front. Gareth Morris. Look at that. Ryan Edge has been pushed up to the wall. He's going to look down. He's going to... Cheeky from Adam there. He runs very deep. That's going to let Ryan Edge get a cutback. He's got the outside again. That's not going to help him in any way, shape or form, especially through this first sector. Now Lee Fitzy's having a look. Ryan Edgy throws it down the inside once more. Pushes Adam wide, but now Adam's got the inside again. The two make slight contact. Adam Morgan and Ryan Edge still running side by side. Lee Fitzy making it 3 wide as they head out of that first sector. Ryan Edgy taking third. Brilliant driving from him. But Taby's not really making his mark this series. And Tom Holland's already all over the back of Adam Morgan and Lee Fitzy in 6th. Hopefully he's going to emulate what Ryan's been doing. Let's go back up into the top 2, 3/10 separating the pair as we head up to the halfway mark of the race. Looks like we're going to have a 10 lap, 11 lap long race. As Morris looks to the right hand side. Get it done. Just to be a bit of a bump, but Timmy keeps it on the circuit. Again, Morris getting the better exit out of there. That heavy Nissan's not going to be helping him get a good exit, despite his 4-wheel drive system. Timmy goes all the way to the right hand side on the white line. Morris once again having to look to the outside. Lee Fitzy in the background going down the inside of Ryan Edgy. Ryan Edgy slams the door shut while his foot's still in it. Keeps his 3rd place fair and square. And now Gareth Morris is going to have the better exit coming out of the last corner. Timmy Gill once again sticking all the way to the right hand side, which means Gareth Morris is going to have to stick to the left. Hopefully his car can power him past before turn 1 hits the pair. But he can't. He's going to brake slightly later, but that's not going to give him any advantage at all. Timmy doing a sensational job keeping him behind. Morris has a look. He's not going to get it done. Like a few laps ago, Timmy slams the door shut. Timmy went slightly wider there than he should. Looks like Tom Holland and Adam Morgan are going side by side in the background. Let's just go back to that. Looks like Tom Holland's going to get that 5th place from him. He's got the inside. You know, Adam Morgan keeps his nose in there and keeps the inside. He's going to park it on the apex and Tommy's got nowhere to go. He looks on the right hand side, but he can't get it done. He's losing time every second, so he's going to make a lunge. He's going to absolutely throw that BMW down the inside. A sensational move from him there. As Adam Morgan goes into the gravel and spins, he spun it into the wall. Craig Thomas takes his 6th place. Adam's going to be absolutely kicking himself there. As Nathan Fletch and Sam Soltalo get past. Tell a lie, that was Dean Atkinson. Apologies. That gives Tom Holland less to worry about. He's not going to be looking behind, but he's going to be looking ahead. Hopefully he can catch up to Lee Fitzy and Ryan Edgy. They're having a good look scrap here. Lovely driving from all 4, but unfortunately we can't keep up with both battles at the same time. Ryan Edgy's given himself a 1.5 second penalty. He's going to have to serve it now. He's going to go to the right hand side and start serving it like ESR rules state. And Lee Fitzy gets past. Is Tom Holland going to make the move too? Gareth Morris is going to the outside again. It's been the same thing all the 2 previous laps. Nothing new happening down here, so let's go down the rest of the grid. Lee Fitzy in 3rd, Ryan Edgy in 4th. He's lost a lot of time to that penalty. Tom Holland unfortunately not able to utilise all of his power to get past into turn 1. Craig Thomas in 6th in that Mustang. He's the highest placed Mustang at the moment. With Dean Atkinson in 7th and his teammate Sam Soltalo in 8th. Adam Morgan down in 9th after that spin. Nathan Fletch keeping him company with Steve Stones down in 11th. Michael Watson 12th and Brian Ross in 13th. Seems like he must have gone off somewhere or received a penalty, but Moz has already passed Timmy. It looks like he's gone for a lunge down there. But is Timmy going to keep his nose in on the inside of Schumacher S as he does? The 2 go side by side. Not the way you want to be doing that. A lot of contact to be made there, but the 2 keep it clean. Timmy behind Moz now. Moz takes the lead from him. Lee Fitzy as well, very close behind, ready to pick up the pieces if anything goes wrong. And Timmy's in the dirt. And now Lee Fitzy's all over the back of him. He's going to be looking to the left-hand side now, trying to get past on the chicane, but no, he's dummied to the right-hand side. The longer way around. That's not the way you want to do it. As Timmy keeps his second place. But Lee Fitzy tries to get the cutback, looks to the inside, but Timmy shuts the opportunity. He keeps it around the outside, tries to get the cutback before Timmy gets to the right-hand side again. Look at that, you can see the blue Nissan darting to the right-hand side of the circuit. So then side by side down into turn 1. Who's going to come out in front? Lee Fitzy brakes slightly later. He goes all the way around the outside. A brilliant move there. That's going to give him the inside for turn 2. He says, thank you very much. That's my second place. But now Timmy's going to have a look back. He's not going to get the move done. It's all kicking off at the front now. Now can Lee Fitzy bully Moz into taking his first place? Got another 4 minutes 45 seconds to gain a 1.4 second gap. It doesn't look like it can be done. And Ryan Edgy down into 4th. Is he going to get past Timmy as well? That gap staying the same around 1.57, 1.4. So to play for now. There's two laps left, maybe 3. Thomas in 6th. It's a quiet race, but taking what's given to him. Adam Morgan spinning out in this section of the circuit, gifting him that 6th place. Dean Atkinson as well having a quiet race, but now Sam Sultana and Adam Morgan are going side by side. Adam's going to have the inside, but he's going to keep his nose in. But that Subaru's managed to pull him ahead. And Sam Sultana keeps his 8th. Adam Morgan. Like the tyre wear as well of Sam's Subaru, a lot worse than his teammate Dean Atkinson. Looks like Adam Morgan's in a similar boat. His front tyres are exactly the same, but his rears are just a bit more worn. As he looks to the inside, Sam Sultana gives him the inside, but he knows that's going to turn into the outside. But who can brake later going into the chicane? The two run side by side. It's good clean racing from the pair. Sam's still got his nose in on the outside, which means Adam Morgan's stuck to the inside. That's going to slow him down through here. Sam already trying to get to the inside, find a gap for that Subaru to fit in as they run side by side over the start-finish line. Sam darting back behind him. Is he going to make a lunge into turn 1? He looks to the outside, but it doesn't look like it's going to be done. Adam placing his car perfectly, which means Sam has nowhere to go. He's still in 9th. So back up to the front now. Ryan Edgy still in 4th, Timmy in 3rd, Lee Fitzy slowly closing that gap up to the front, but now Gareth Morris gets a better exit, keeps that gap much bigger. Just what he wants it to be. The bigger the gap, the less pressure we have. Excuse me. 1.3 separating the two now. Ferrari seems to be a lot more handleable through the faster sections of the circuit. But it looks like Ryan Edgy has caught up to Timmy Gill, the championship leader. Brilliant drive from Ryan in that Atenza. The Nissan and the Mazda not exactly the fastest cars in Group 4, but the two still putting on a good show for everyone watching. The gap now 3/10. It was 1.5 seconds a few laps prior. Now Ryan's going to be penalised for that. He's really cut that final part of the chicane. There it is. He's been given a half-second penalty, not as bad as I thought it would be, as he serves it legally, but that's going to put him into the clutches of Tom Holland. He's going to have the outside. He's going to keep it around the outside going into turn 1. He's still got 4th, and Ryan Edgy just can't do anything about it. And unfortunately for him, that 3rd place seems to be unlikely cause. He's now Leif Vitzi as well. He's lost 7 tenths to Gareth Morris. But the gap to Timmy is still the same, 2 seconds. Another 2 seconds back to Tom Holland and Ryan Edgy, 4th and 5th. Seems like the closest battle we've got at the moment on track. The BMW in general, a faster car than a lot of the cars on the grid with a tyre wear. Look at that. Tom Holland's taken a lot of juice out of the tyres. Squeeze every single piece of life. And luckily he's only got one more lap to keep Ryan behind. Ryan all over the back of him, gaining a lot of time. He looked after his tyres a lot more and how he can push in the final chapters of the race. Ryan Edgy got nowhere to go for now. It gives Tom Holland a slight bump coming out of the Schumacher S. He went slightly earlier, maybe he's going to get better exit, but he does. Tom Holland outbrakes himself. The two go side by side through the chicane. Is Ryan Edgy going to keep the inside, or is he going to go for the move at the chicane? This is going to be one of his last opportunities. He looks to the right hand side. He goes to fake the dummy, but Tom's BMW is still there. He's got nowhere to go. He's got the better exit, he's got the comeback, the two go side by side going into the final corner. But I've got to go back to Gareth Morris, who's driven a solid race. He's won race 1 of the evening. Leif Vitzi taking 2nd, Timmy in 3rd. Just behind him, Ryan Edgy and Tom Holland in 4th and 5th. Absolutely stunning drive from everyone there. Craig Thomas in 6th, Dean Atkinson in 7th, Adam Morgan a lowly 8th after that qualifying. Unfortunate race there as well from him. Another lap, who knows what would have happened between him and Sam Siltala. Nathan Fletch in 10th, Steve Stones just ahead of Brian Ross and Michael Watts. So victory goes to Gareth Morris. Keep getting him and Craig mixed up, don't know why. Pole position and fastest lap. No clean race bonus, there may have been slight contact between the two. Now I've just got to screenshot the race results so I can make sure that I can get everyone on the grid. So let's change the time now. Still got to change the other settings as well. Just got to wait for the game to kick in once again, and then I can change the rest of everything. Everyone congratulating Timmy, Lee and Mods. Timmy saying that's a good move from Gareth. Now let's get everything else sorted out. Note set by host, got there in the end. Yeah, everything else is in order. He tends to be the first guy out there. The first lap, maybe he was the one making contact with Sam Siltala in that second Subaru. Just gonna change the grid order, and I can't because not everyone's in. Timmy complaining about the tyre wear, despite his is rear with brake bias. Tends to be a popular choice with everyone in league racing, to put the brake bias towards the back, and that way you've got more life in the front tyres for the end of the race. Where is everyone? Oh, they're still doing that. I just need to wait for everyone to show up or add themselves so I can put them on the thing. Tom Holland seems to be very happy with his race. This track never disappoints, he says. So he's going to be setting a few practice laps, because the grip will be slightly different this race due to the more cloudy conditions. The temperatures of the track are going to be slightly lower, and therefore it's going to be harder for the tyres to grip up. Just going to ask everyone to join so I can set the grid. So everyone's got the gist of it already. Good to see. So we're going to have reverse grid, which means the winner of the last race will be at the back. Just got to swap a few things around. Ismail Nemri going to be at the back, missing out in that first race, unfortunately. Timmy going to be starting third to last. He's going to have Ryan Edgy with him to keep him company. Tom Holland behind him too. Then the real Osman is where he should be. Frowney should be just there. Then Adam Morgan, then Sam Sultala, and then just need Nathan to join, which he has. Thank you, Nathan. He'll be there, I think. No, wait, I don't know. Bugger. Nope, the other side of Sam got there eventually. Steve Stone's just ahead of him. Then Brian Ross, Michael Watts. So it looks like everything is good to go. So we'll get the show on the road. Hopefully do a bit more on-track action as we've got another driver back on track. Race 2 of the evening, race 2 of round 2. Reverse grid always puts up some good racing, as the drivers not only have to battle each other, but they've got to battle the slower guys in front. Although maybe if you have a bad race in, say, race 1 or 2, you still got the reverse grid after to make up for it. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights. And we're off. Michael Watts getting a good start, but Brian Ross spinning all of his tyres. Sam Sultala instantly darts to the inside, to the middle of the circuit to get past Steve Stones. That huge abundance of cars going down in turn 1. Dean Atkinson squeezing past Brian Ross, and his domino effects his teammate wide. Adam Morgan up into third. Brian Ross in 4th, Sam Sultala in 5th. And look at this, Craig Thomas and Nathan Fletch going side by side. Edgy has a look. Makes the most of an opportunity, goes side by side with Nathan Fletch, goes round the outside, a good move from him. Now he's up to 7th, he's still going side by side with him though, he's got the inside. Nothing to worry about for him. Tom Holland. Someone goes inside as he can, he darts to the inside, but Lee Fitzy bumps the back of him. Adam Morgan once again, half spinning, but luckily keeps himself going, and now Timmy's going darts to the inside. Go 3 wide, but now Timmy throws it down the inside. Stunning double overtake there from him. Absolutely brilliant. Puts him up into 9th. A good start from him. He's got to be hunting down Ryan Edgy, who seems to be the one to beat at the moment. But now Dean Atkinson's already up in front, ahead of Michael Watts and Brian Ross and the BMW. Sam Tyler in 4th. Craig Thomas in 5th. He looks at the inside, doesn't make the move. Now Ryan Edgy makes the most of the opportunity. Looks to the outside once again. He's going to get the cutback using the 4-wheel drive system to power him out the corner. Can't quite get it done. Staying behind the BMW, the Ford I should say, which is a very good car in a straight line. Really throwing it over there. Someone's gone wide. Looks like Sam Soltala. As they go 3 wide, Ryan Edgy making a double overtake as well. Stunning move from him. He's going to be hunting Brian Ross now. He's still getting a better exit than him. He's gaining time on him. He looks to the inside. Oh no, that's Michael Watts I should say. As they all follow him. Ryan Edgy, is he going to make the move? Yes he is. He's going to bump Michael Watts. Taking it very slow on the apex though, which in return bumps him back and real Osman, Craig Thomas on the inside. Ryan Edgy runs very wide. He's going to throw it around the outside and hopes to keep him the inside line. Michael Watts from very wide. Now they're going 3 wide into here. Ryan Edgy just about getting it done. Another double overtake. He's really going for a charge. His next target is Brian Ross as the 2 behind him go side by side. Daryl Osman takes 4th from him. Michael Watts still in 5th. Tom Holland just about getting ahead of Sam Soltala. Sideways, I should say. So he's got under pressure from Nathan Fletch. As he looks to the inside, the 2 McLarens keeping his mirrors full. As they all head back uphill. Someone will be blowing very slowly at the back. Looks like Steve Stones must have made contact with someone and been spun out. Maybe hit the gravel somewhere. Who knows? But he's Mel Nemeth keeping his teammate Timmy company. Adam Morgan and Gareth Morris. So the 2 top runners, first and second. As everyone darts left and right, potentially avoiding a slower car. Looks like Lee Fitz is going to make the move on Tom Holland going down into the chicane. Can't quite get on the brakes late enough. And Tom Holland keeps his BMW ahead. As now Ryan Edgy's been given a 1-second penalty. He's going to have to serve it. And he does. He darts to the right hand side of the circuit offline. But he's still got 15 minutes left to make more positions. He was really going for it those last 2 laps. Looks like no one could get in his way. And if there was a gap for even a split second, he would go for it. Now Tom Holland is all over the back of him. The 2 close friends. So they bump to bump through turn 2. But it doesn't, from what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like it will be too long before Ryan Edgy's ahead. Trying to take Craig Thomas and Brian Ross's 2nd and 3rd respectively. But at the moment, Dean Atkinson's having a solid race in that Subaru, 4.7 second gap. Even though it is still early doors, it doesn't look like he's going to be catchable with this race. But Brian Ross still in 2nd, not buckling from the pressure from Craig Thomas and that Ford. Ryan Edgy already pulling a gap to Tom Holland. Lee Fitz keeping company. He's going to look to the inside, a last minute move. Tom Holland makes contact with the rear quarter of him. And he's been shunted down to 6th place. Very unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can bounce back. There's Brian Ross, already under pressure from Craig Thomas. That BMW isn't, I don't think it's as fast as the Ford in a straight line. But Craig getting a good exit there. He's now got the slipstream to aid him. He's getting a good run that time. The gap between the 2 tumbling down. Brian Ross goes for a defensive placement into the chicane. Craig Thomas knows he can just make another move coming out that final corner down into turn 1. But Ryan Edgecombe knows he can make the places if he just waits, and maybe if something goes wrong between the two, it will come to him a lot quicker and a lot sweeter. And that gap up front still saying the same, 1.6, 1.7 sort of seconds. And now Lee Fitzey's having to defend very, very strongly from Tom Holland. Is Tom going to make the move? No, he's not. Lee Fitzey defends, but Timmy's almost outbrakes himself and slams into the back of Tom Holland. Very, very close there. But that was all for nothing, as he's just been spun out. He's been stuck to the inside. Racing incident, nothing he could do there. And Nathan left in the room, and just the grass, just the grip difference and the elevation change unsettles that Nissan, and he just gets half spun, and he's back down to 9th behind Gareth Morris. Sam Sultana seems to be struggling down in 11th, with Adam Morgan in front of him and Ismail Nemri behind. Steve Stone's catching up to the back of Michael Watts. Now Dean Atkinson's still up front, 5.3 seconds now, so the gap's gone up another 6/10. Brian Ross keeps Craig Thomas busy, and now Ryan Edgecombe's over the back, all over the back of him. This battle seems to be a 4-way battle or a 5-way battle now. Craig Thomas absolutely clouting the curb at the Schumacher S. An ominous glow coming up for all the cars. Looks like the low grip seems to be suiting Ryan Edgecombe's 4-wheel drive Mazda. Looks like Tom Holland's one slightly wide there, would have given him a good exit or put up a challenge to Lee Fitzey's 103 McLaren. Now Craig Thomas goes for a look down the inside of Brian Ross at the chicane. Nothing Brian can do there. Now Ryan Edgey's all over the back of him too. Bit of contact, but nothing there. He's going to go for the lunge like he did a few laps ago. Gives him the squeeze, but it's fair racing here. Now that BMW seems to be a bit faster than that Mazda in a straight line, but there's no space on the inside for him to go. There is now that the wall's disappeared, and Ryan Edgey has Brian Ross covering his right hand mirror. But he's kept it around the outside, and Brian Ross is down to 4th. He's got Lee Fitzey behind him, and Tom Holland behind him. Looks like Timmy's back up to 8th now. Got past Nathan Fletch. And once again, 2nd down to 6th. Very close between them all. Huge variety of cars on here as well. There may be 2 BMWs, but there's still a McLaren, a Mazda and a Ford. He's going to use that 4-wheel drive, launch him out of the corner. Is he going to go for a lunge? He's going to make it clean. He hits the back of Osman, but he keeps him ahead. Slows down, says after you by mistake. And I think Osman's going to be too upset by that. Common mistake, everyone's done it. But look at this, Dean Atkinson. 6.1 seconds now, an absolutely sensational drive from him in that Subaru. Let's just check his... I don't know why that wasn't loading up, but only a small amount of tyre wear compared to the drivers behind. He doesn't really have to push now, he can just conserve his tyres. And if he comes under pressure at the end, he can still just always pull ahead. He just needs to keep it clean, penaltyless as we head past the half distance mark. Ryan Edgey gets this brilliant run out of the chicane going into the final corner. He's ahead of Craig Thomas. That Ford's going to have the straight line speed, and so is Brian Ross's BMW. Let's see what happens down into turn 1. Ryan Edgey going 2 tenths faster than his own personal lap. But unless Craig Thomas can do anything about it, Ryan's going to be set free, and he's going to absolutely go for it. So that's my corner to Craig. Now that gap's been put down. Craig Thomas given a half-second penalty, which he's going to have to serve on the start-finish straight unless it gets worn off. sometimes it can be on certain circuits. I don't know if this is one of them. Brian Ross is all over the back of him in net third place. Lee Fitzy in fifth behind him. But now Ryan Edgy has made a huge gap to him behind. Now he's going to be pushing like madman. But unless Dean Atkinson makes a mistake, he's 6.5 seconds ahead. He seems to be unstoppable for the time being. He's just powering out. 6.3 seconds now, 6.2. He's going to be absolutely going for it now. He's going 2/10 purple. Beating Moz's fastest lap of 2:04.0. This absolutely fantastic battle. Now 7th place is in it as well. Gareth Morris has a look on the inside of Tom Holland, who holds it round the outside, doesn't let him past. There's precious points to be made here. Last week's escapades, Tom Holland's got to be taking as many as possible. Morris has a look, he's going to be on the outside, but he's going to dart to the inside. Under braking, not going to make the move stick. Tom Holland later on the brakes than him. Craig Thomas still being able to keep ahead of Brian Ross, but now he's got that half-second penalty to wear off now. He's got to do it just before the start-finish line. There it is, he slows down. That's really going to be a kick in the face. Or the teeth, or whatever you want to be kicked in. Takes the third place. Lee Fitzy in fourth. Gareth Morris finally getting past Tom Holland, but now he's got the outside and Tom's going to go for the move. Takes his 5th place back. Is he going to give him the squeeze? He's not. He's going to leave him the room. Clean racing from the pair. But Tom's going to really push now to keep the exit of this corner. Is Timmy not quite able to make the same opportunities work as Gareth Morris? And he's down in 8th compared to Gareth's 6th. Now look at this, the gap still 6.3 seconds, 6.2 now. Ryan Edgy seems to be the fastest guy on track at the moment, but he doesn't seem to be close enough to anyone to make a difference. He runs slightly deep there, but now he's going to get the better exit going up the hill. Despite the understeer of that thing, he's still gaining time coming out of that corner very fast. As he should. Slowing fast out is always the best way to go about things. Unless Lee Fitzy somehow managed to go fast in, fast out. He's going to look to the inside of Brian Ross. He brakes slightly later, he puts his McLaren on the apex and says that's my corner, and he takes the 3rd place from him. Brian Ross loses out on the podium. And now this trio of cars battling for 5th, 6th and 7th. Tom Holland's under pressure from the two close friends, Gareth Morris and Craig Thomas, the 2 yellow cars. Now going side by side, they've got to leave room for each other as Tom Holland just gets pushed to the inside. All's fair in love and war. But now Timmy, having a quiet race, is now going to be pressuring Tom Holland. This huge train of cars, Adam Morgan in the background there, not able to make use of the full use of that Ferrari. Timmy darts to the inside. Don't know if that was whether to go for a move or to avoid the back of Tom's car. Tom tries to go for a lunge on the inside of Craig, doesn't get it to work. Looks like 6th place is Craig's for now. Race 1 winner Gareth Morris in 5th. Lee Fitzy running very deep there. He's going to lose a lot of time to Brian Ross through this next sector. Now look at that. Timmy darts to the left and then to the right, but he can't quite get the move done. Can't walk ahead using his one move, which he's allowed to do. Keeps Timmy behind in the 2 blue cars. Fitzy already losing out to Ryan Edgecombe, who's had a solid race, has already gained another second on Dean. Who knows, maybe in the 3rd race you could take that the win that's been eluding him for the last race and a half now. Morris seems to have lost a lot of time to Lee Fitzy despite Lee's off-track adventure out of the first sector. He seems to have gained a good gap on Morris now, but now Morris has got the better exit. He's going to have the slipstream and he's going to get a move going into turn 1. Now Lee Fitzy's lost a lot of time as well, look at that. The gap's come tumbling down as well. Now just 8 tenths. And then I say Morris is going to be going for a move down the inside. He has a look, he brakes slightly later. The corner's all his, Brian Ross can't do anything about it. That far being placed perfectly by Gareth. And now he's been put down sights. Already going 4 thousandths purple to Ryan Edgey's 2 minute 3.9. Ryan's the first driver to dip into the 203s during the race. He has got a huge gap ahead and behind, so he's got practically no excuse to be any slower. Michael Watts, he's quit, he's come across some problems, don't know what, but he'll be reported after the race, so in the Sim Racing Sport if it's out this week due to DTCC being postponed. Ryan Edgecombe is still making inroads on Dean Atkinson, but it doesn't look like it's enough. He's got another lap, so unless Dean makes a mistake, then, which doesn't seem likely, then it's all Dean's and Ryan's lost out. He's still keeping ahead of Gareth Morris going to the last lap. The 2 mid-engine cars are going to see a good scrap in this last lap, I think. Brian Ross has got to keep it clean, and it doesn't look like Osman's going to get past, but Timmy's just behind, and so is Tom Holland, but he's going to have to wear his penalty away, and he does. There's nobody behind, so it doesn't look like he'll get a penalty for coming off line. Or for not coming off line, I should say. And I'll just say that Craig Thomas goes offline to defend from Timmy all the way to the right hand side to the inside, so Timmy can't get past, but Timmy slides through but makes contact, puts his hands up, says, yep, that's my fault. Lets Craig back past. More clean racing from all these guys. Very respectful up and down the field. Down the field, let's have a look at the back. Nathan Fletch seems to have struggled. He set a 2:25 on lap 8, so it must have been an off-track experience or what have you. Maybe he was tapped off by someone. We'll hear from him after the race or in the race report. Ismail Nemri having a quiet race, but he's down in 11th. Solid points from him. Sam Sultana in 10th. He reported after race 1 that his Subaru was struggling with significant amounts of understeer, and he's just not able to squeeze all of the opportunities he's got, squeeze the juice out of them. But he will bounce back. He's not slow. He's a bloody quick driver, as he showed last week at Spa. And Morgan in 9th. He's not going to be too happy with that. Now this huge gaggle of cars. Looks like Ryan Edgey's gone off somewhere, because now Lee Fitzy's all over the back of him. I don't know if it's close enough for him to get past. But he makes a look, he has a look, he's not going to get past. Ryan Edgey's always been a bit quick out of this corner, and now he's keeping that gap the same to him and Lee. And now Dean Atkinson's come around the final corner. He's absolutely elated with that. He's flashing his lights, weaving across the track, Dean Atkinson in the Subaru wins race 2. Ryan Edgecombe in third. Lee Fitzy in second. Lee Fitzy in third. Gareth Morris in fourth. Not able to get past. Ryan Ross in fifth. Good race from him. Craig Thomas in sixth. Timmy in seventh. Tom Holland in eighth. Adam Morgan in ninth. Sam Sultala in 10th. Looks like Ismail Nemri's going to come home 11th. Steve Stones in 12th. And 1.5 seconds behind him is Nathan Fletch. Just a bare head over the line. That's race 2 for you. Dean Atkinson takes a brilliant win. Ryan Edgecombe takes second. Lee Fitzy in third. Rounding off the podium. Dean making 6 positions that race. Good drive from him. What the hell was that? Blimey. Yeah, look at that. There's a huge dent in the back of Sam's car. Must have been some more contact for the second race running. Now I'm just gonna change the bloody hell, I haven't even saving the replays. Oh no. Bugger. I'm sure if something's gone wrong, I'm no doubt some of the drivers are more competent than me and they'll save the replay for me. Everyone congratulating Dean, very popular winner for the second week in a row. Michael reporting that his Wi-Fi's gone and won't be able to make it back for the third race, he doesn't think. Very unfortunate. Before I forget, I'm just going to save the replay. Let's go back to the race results. Dean Atkinson first, Ryan Edgecombe in second. Another podium from a debutant. I don't know if it was a podium. Was it a podium in race 1? Can't remember now. But Lee Fitzy taking third. Tom Holland down in 8th. Doesn't look like it was a good race from him. He was up there at the start, but then gradually lost more positions to Morris, Osman, and Timmy. Hopefully Adam Morgan can have a better race this time out, and hopefully Sam Sultala can too. Nemri down in 11th, Steve Stones in 12th, Nathan Fletch in 13th. Michael Watts would be down in 14th. Sam Sultala saying he got forced off track. If we get it reported, we'll have a look at it, mate. Let's get Tom Holland, the first guy out on track. Always eager to find ways to improve. And he's got a lot faster this season compared to last season. Putting up some good fights. Always a good battle going on with him, even when he buried it in a wall. Dean Atkinson just goes backwards. Maybe he's going to be practicing his starts. He knows he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. Just coming out of the pits as well. Steve Stones seemed to have improved this week as well, taking some solid points for himself. Put himself further up the standings. Dean Atkinson as well, going to be very happy with the points he receives. Going to put him further up the grid. So who do we think's going to be winning the last race, lads? It's all to play for, really. We've got Timmy up at the front, or nearer the front, I should say, than some of the others. Gareth Morris, not too far behind him. He'll be starting just behind him, literally behind him on the grid. But when everyone's bunched up together, it's going to take a lot of skill to figure out where to place your car and where you won't get punted off. Tom Holland will be starting in the mid-pack, but he's known for his sensational starts. I've had people coming up to me asking how he does it, but even I don't know. Hopefully we'll see another one of them in race 3, the final one of the evening. Let's hope everyone's in. Everyone seems to be in for the start of the race, so for the final time, let's get the show on the road. Let's change the camera type as well. I can't remember which one it was. This one will do. 2 races, 2 different winners, so we're going to have a different one for this third time out. See all of the cars completely spaced out. You'll have one McLaren further up the grid and then another back down it. It's brilliant to see the good mix of cars. The drivers all with a similar sort of pace as well. Which is absolutely fantastic as the lights come on now. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. For the final time this evening, we're underway in the Nurburgring. It looks like Sam Sultana gets a sensational start. Already up into 3rd. He's going to go 4 wide. He's up into 2nd. He's up into 1st. Amazing start. Screw Tom Holland. Sam Sultana is the one to beat now, as he just gets, speaking of which, he gets squeezed to the inside by Adam Morgan. Steve Stone's taking the lead, and now Tom Holland and Sam Sultana running side by side. Is Sam going to go for the move? He is. Going to put his Subaru on the inside, but Tom Holland's going to be able to turn like a dime, and that BMW is going to keep that 2nd place. Or is it Sam Sultana keeping his ground? He's now going to have the inside, but Tom's going to keep hold his own. He's going to try and get the cut back on Sam. Adam Morgan receiving the 4/10 penalty, and he spun it again for the 3rd race in a row. Adam Morgan has put it in the barrier. Ryan Edgecombe takes his place. Bumps Gareth Morris. He has a look to the inside. Just about. He knows he's not going to get it done, but he is. Tell a lie. Keeps his foot in. Keeps his nose in too, and he's past the championship leader. And now he's going back past Lee Fitzy and Dean Atkinson. He's been squeezed to the outside, boxed in. And now Nathan Fletcher being bumped off. Maybe he broke slightly early, and Ryan Edgy had nowhere to go. And now let's go further up the grid. Ismail Emery in 5th, Timmy in 4th. Tom Holland in 3rd, Sam Sultana in 2nd, and Steve Stone still in the lead. As the cars bounce over the curb one by one. Tom Holland being put off by Sam's slow exit. Is he going to have a look? He is, but he's still not close enough, but now he's going to have to defend from Timmy. As they all bunch up one behind the other, in hopes of getting a slipstream as they head down into the 1st corner, I should say. Tom Holland gets the better exit, has a look on the inside of Sam. Timmy follows suit. He jumps over turn 1. Don't know if he'll get a track limits penalty for that. He will. Half-second penalty for Timmy Gill. His teammate Ismail Emery very close behind. Is he going to take his position? He has a look, but he slows. He knows his teammate's faster than him, and there's no point battling and losing time. Craig Thomas in 6th, behind the 2 Nissans. Ryan Ross in 7th, keeping Ryan Edgecombe company in 8th. Solid start from him. Huge run of cars as someone's gone off in the background. Looks like Nathan Fletch. Which Adam Morgan's going to get bunched up and get close behind him. Is he close enough to make the move? Doesn't look like it. Now Let's go back up to the front because Steve Stones now has Tom Holland 4 tenths behind, 3 tenths behind. Tom's getting a lot of time through here as well. He's got the slipstream as they head up the hill. As they head into the left-hander and then the right-hander. Which is always brilliant for racing. Now Steve Stones defending from Tom Holland. He's going to look to the left-hand side to keep the chicane his. Find out as they head through the right hand kink. There's the gap. Is Tom going to go for it? He's not. He knows there's no point. He's not close enough. Because the guy's behind 3 wide almost. Brian Ross pushing Ismail Nemri wide. I don't think Ismail will be too happy with that. Ryan Edgecombe's gone off too. Down on 13th. Looks like he was pushed off or something as well. Lee Fitzy letting him past. He knows he's made the mistake, and I think we all know what's happened there. Tom Holland's now in the lead. Sam Sultana trying to follow him and get past Steve Stones, but now Steve's going to hold his outside line. Sam's going to push his way through. That's really going to help Tom Holland, who's in the lead now. All he's got to do is push ahead, and Steve Stones keeps Sam Sultana at bay. You know Tom Holland can be inconsistent, but he is bloody quick when he wants to be, and he loves this track, he loves this car, and now is his perfect opportunity to take the win. It's now Steve Stones gets dumped down to 3rd behind Sam Sultana. Up to the back from him now, the 2 Fords are going to be ganging up on that Subaru as they head down the hill. Stephen looks to the inside, isn't close enough, he's going to try to get off Sam. He's sticking with him, and now Tom Holland building up that gap, he's really going for it. Now everyone piles through the Schumacher S as they head up the hill. The 4-wheel drive of that Subaru is going to help it push up. And now Steve just taps the back of Sam. That Mustang's going to have the straight line speed and the slipstream going down the hill. Timmy as well in 5th, keeping him company. As the 2 Fords go side by side as they head up to the chicane. Is Steve going to keep his nose in it and go for the move, or is he going to let his teammate past? He lets his teammate past. And Timmy's stuck behind, he's got nowhere to go. But he darts to the right hand side and lets half a opportunity go. Steve being bumped, a little bit of lag there, and he gets a cut back on Timmy. Ryan Edgecombe and Lee Fitzy in the back there after their contact. Brilliant racing tonight. Timmy once again jumping first corner. Is he going to get another penalty? Doesn't look like it is, but Steve Stones is going to. Half second for him. I don't know if that was track limits. Could well have been, but now we'll go back up with the fronts. Tom Holland 1.2 seconds ahead now, 1.4. 1.3 now. Tom Holland's really taken the lead of this race with both horns. He's doing absolutely brilliantly. He's the SEC champion, so he's not slow. He's just got to keep his head down and not focus. Just got to take it corner by corner. It's been a while since his last win. Sam Sultana 1.5 seconds behind, but he's got Craig Thomas to worry about. Behind then Timmy Gill in 4th. So if he can get past Quickish, then he'll be able to challenge Tom Holland in the last 12.5 minutes of the race. Ross in 5th, Dean Atkinson in 7th, race 2 winner, keeping race 1 winner at bay. Steve Stones and Ismail Nemri side by side. There's been yellow flags. Tom Holland's gone round. Tom Holland's in the grass, or in the gravel I should say. There's nowhere to go but back on track. And that was the racing line. Call it. The time will come for Tom. He's just got to keep his head down. He can't be making mistakes if he wants to win. Sam Sultana is up at the front. Craig Thomas behind him. Timmy Gill in third. Can Timmy get past the pair for the win? Let's find out. It's only 4/10 between him and Craig. Craig has a look. Sam doesn't fall for it. Keeps his line. Now Osmond's just lost a lot of time, and now Timmy's all over him. The 69 Ford being pressured by the 94 Nissan. Timmy darts to the left at the last minute and gets past, but is Craig going to keep his nose in? No, he's not. He's lost his second place. Timmy runs incredibly wide. And Brian Ross completes the top 4. Only 2 seconds separating the top 4. It's all to play for as we head into the final half of the race. Tom Holland on 8th. Trying to make the most of what he's got. Trying to get past Steve Stones. He's not going to go for the move. Or is he? Because Steve Stones just outbroke himself and Tom Holland gets past. Nice clean move there, very respectful. Now Adam Morgan's behind him and the other yellow car is doing it. Ismail Nemri's been stuck behind Lee Fitzy, who gets past. Now Ryan Edgy's done the same. But he's on the outside, he's not going to be able to get past. He's being squeezed very hard by Ismail. When he goes round the outside, that's going to turn into the inside for the next corner. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant driving from Ryan. Now the 2 McLarens, the Ueno Clinic McLarens in 10th and 11th. They'll be wanting to swap positions very quickly if Lee wants to gain substantial points. He has a look. Nathan doesn't let him past. Steve Stone's still in 9th. I say still in 9th. Adam Morgan's just got past him. Should have caught that strong. I do apologise for that, but Tom Holland down to 7th, trying to take whatever he can get from this. Dean Atkinson 6th. The 2 Welshmen, Gareth Morris and Dean Atkinson 5th and 6th. Brian Ross in 4th. Ray Osman in 3rd. Now Timmy's all over the back of Sam. 8th with just under 9 minutes remaining. Can he get past him? He's got another 5 laps or so, I should think, to give it all he's got. He has a look. He tries to fill Sam's mirrors with the blue Nissan. Sam running slightly wide. Steve Stones retires from the race as well. He'll be too happy with that. Someone's at the back, very far behind. Lee Fitzy must have gone off again. Not what you want to see. Ismail Nemri down in 11th, and the second McLaren Nathan in 10th. When you're back up the front, the gap's now just under 2/10. Timmy's all over the road, trying to find an inside line. It's Sam biding his time. He knows he's got track position. But now Osmond's all over the back of the 2. And that Mustang isn't exactly a slouch in a straight line. Who's going to come out in front after the chicane? Timmy darting left and right. He's got the lead now. But Sam's going to hold it round the outside. Can't quite keep his first though. Now Osmond's going to get the cutback. And now he's back up to third. He's back into 2nd, but Sam's going to hold it around the outside. Can he do it? He can, but it doesn't look like he's going to hold his 3rd place, or his 2nd place I should say. But now Brian Ross, very close behind him. It looks like Sam's toppling down the grid, down the field. Now Gareth Morris has a look down the inside of Brian Ross. They can't quite get the move done. And the 2nd Subaru, Dean Atkinson's in it as well. Has a look on the inside of Brian Ross. Going to get it done. Sam Santalo in 3rd. Wants to get that 2nd place back, maybe even the 1st. He's not going going to go for the move here though. Is he going to go slow in, fast out, get the move done on Osman? He bumps him, but that doesn't allow him to get past. Ross has a look down the inside of Sam. The gap gets shot before he can put his BMW in it. Unfortunately for Ross, he's still in fourth. Good tyres with the guys in front. Dean Atkinson in fifth. The other Welshman, Gareth Morris, just behind him. And now once again for the third race in a row, second down to sixth. So close together. Moz looks to the outside of Dean. He's not going to get the move done. Brian Ross parks his BMW. And now Tom Holland in the other BMW gets a penalty. Ryan Edgy is under a lot of pressure from Adam Morgan. Hopefully that's going to keep Adam Morgan at bay until Tom Holland's penalty's gone, and now I keep forgetting names. Adam Morgan takes the two positions, but now Ryan Edgy is all over the back of him. Is he going to go for a move down into turn one? He's going to have a look. Ryan gets cut off by Adam Morgan, so he can't quite get it done. He's got another 2 or 3 laps to get a move done. Dean Atkinson and Brian Ross running very wide in an attempt to keep up with Sam Soltala. He's all over the chuff of Osman. He's waiting for the perfect opportunity. He's trying to get a clean move done. He doesn't want to throw down the inside and make contact. Now Brian Ross has a look down into the long right-hander. Once again, will get shot now. Now, because of all of this behind Timmy, 1.2 seconds ahead. Nissan doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to challenge him in the last 2-3 laps of the race. BMW caught in a Subaru sandwich. Sam Soltala, but now look at this. Moz gets past Dean Atkinson. And he has a look on Brian Ross. A bit of a late move, so he can't quite get it done. Adam Morgan leaves, unfortunately. Could have had car problems, could have been taken off. We'll have to see what happens after the race. Sam Soltala darts to the left hand side. Is he close enough to get the move done on the real Osman? No, he isn't. Now Brian Ross has looked to the outside. Now he's got the cutback, but he's stuck on the outside of the Subaru. It's not going to get him past. Is Sam going to look? He is. Real Osman runs slightly wide. That's going to hinder his exit here. So Sam's going to get the cutback, and once again he's going to be stuck on the outside. Racing in this series is absolutely sensational. As the three behind go 3 in a bed, as Malcolm would say. The 2 Subarus 3rd and 4th now. The real Osman under a lot of pressure from all 4 drivers behind, I should say. Sam gets bumped wide. Now gets slightly by his teammate. Very hard feelings there though. Taking a lot more curve than Osman in an attempt to open up the Schumacher S's. But it's still not enough to get him past. This battle here absolutely brilliant to watch. is Sam going to be able to get the move done? Or is Dean Atkinson, his teammate, is he going to get past, or is he going to bump his teammate along? He looks to the left hand side. But now Sam defends, he goes even more left than his teammate. So he takes the chicane ahead of Dean Atkinson, the winner of race 2. Dean defending from Gareth Morris, the race 1 winner. Looks like we've got one more race left. And now Craig Osman, what am I on about? Craig Thomas, there we go, got there eventually. Darts to the right hand side, defends from Sam. Sam gonna hold it round the outside, bit of contact. And now is Dean Atkinson gonna get past? Seems like he's got past his teammate, but now he's got the inside as well. Sam's going to be really, really annoyed at that his teammate can just get past instantly. And now Sam's holding it around the outside, gets pushed off track slightly. Keeps his foot in it though. Osman's still ahead of Sam Sultala despite being overtaken by Dean Atkinson. Because of all this, Timmy extending his gap once more to almost 3 times what it was when we last saw. It's now 3.5 seconds. Fantastic driving up and down the field today. All clean overtakes. Always been brilliant to watch. So only 3 tenths ahead of Osman, so it's all to play for now. Sam Sultala down in 5th after beating his must be overtaken by Ross. Now he's under a lot of pressure from Brian Ross as well. Now that gap is at the front to Timmy gone down to 2.8, but I don't think Timmy will care because he's only got a handful of corners left. See the Upston heads up into the chicane for the final time. It's going incredibly slowly. I don't know what's happened there. He's lost so much time. He has round the final corner. Osman and Mars going side by side. Are we going to see a photo finish? Looks like Mars is just going to finish ahead. An absolutely brilliant drive from Timmy. Wins by 1.8 seconds. That gap plummets down at the end of the race. And another lap. Look at that. Ryan Edgy caught up significantly to the back of the top 7, or top 6 I should say. Tom Holland comes home 9th. Fortunate for him, he was leading at one point. But for the 2nd week in a row, 3 races, 3 different winners. The same as Lee Fitzy, I think it was. Or Dean Atkinson. In race 2, let's save that one as well. And brilliant driving from everyone today. Always a battle going on track. Tom Holland really not happy there. Really going to be kicking himself. Some constant activities. Whatever. But yeah. Sensational driving up and down the field. Don't know who's going to be leading the championship now, but I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out later on in the season. Everyone congratulating Timmy, the real Osman, Dean Atkinson for their podiums. Brilliant driving. Sam not going to be too happy there, going down from 2nd to 5th or 6th. It was 5th, and Ryan Edgecombe as well, the debutant, finish coming home in 7th, but brilliant drive from him as well. Looking forward to seeing if he can take some wins later on in the season. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching the LDSim Racing ManuChamp, and see you all next week. If I can press the right buttons, god damn it.